And my overall opinion and review of the Rayo Cook Lantern is definitely something, again, that I've said in previous videos, that I am very happy that is in my arsenal of things. 8 ounces of water heats up fast. 16 takes a little more. I've never filled this thing to the brim, and the only thing I've cooked on here was ramen. Below freezing, outside, in the wind, in the snow, in the elements, and it did what it needed to do. Now, yes, it took 45 minutes to cook that ramen, but in emergency situations, I don't think you're really going to care about 45 minutes when you're potentially or possibly hungry. One of the benefits, not carrying around a camp stove, not carrying around propane tanks, you fill the tank full of fuel and you're good to go. We had that going for 45 minutes out there cooking that ramen. Actually about 50 minutes. The lantern right now is all the way filled to the top fill line. That's all I've used, and I have cooked on this thing, whether it's the ramen or the tea 2 times, 3 total times, and the tank is full of oil right now, and I still have a 1/4 bottle left. So the use of the oil, I feel like, is not a lot. I love it. Where can you find it? Layman's.com. If you don't know what Layman's is, it's a hardware store in the rolling hills of central Ohio and Amish territory. It's a hardware store that's based around that niche of a simpler life for simple people. Over 5,000 SKUs online, and I'm sure there's something there to pique your interest. And I'm not going to tell you that there's a link in my bio, but if you are on YouTube, there is a link in the description below. Things like this are found there. Outside below freezing in the wind and the snow earlier, there was some warmth slightly around the lantern, but as you see in that video of cooking the ramen in there, the only way at the end, after me spending 45 minutes outside of getting my hands warm, was taking that pot off and allowing my hands to have access to direct heat above that flame, because there wasn't much around there. Now, inside, we can test that out. I didn't, but we can come out here in the shop where there's no heat and below freezing situations and see how much heat it puts off. Actually, we can do that right now. Warmth factor inside, out of the snow, out of the wind. There is no heating in the shop. There's definitely more warmth on the outside of this lantern. Removing the pot compared to outside. Oh yeah, that is, oh. Oh, that's, yeah. Don't get too close, because that, yeah, don't get too close. But if I needed to get my hands warm and I had some way to break myself from the wind, yeah, no problem. I mean, my hands are toasty right now. I think it's kind of a fun thing for me, maybe, that, you know, I could be able to teach my future children to be able to cook things on in survival situations, because I want to try, obviously, to cook different things on here. You can obviously tell I'm trying to keep my hands warm out here in the shop. And for the price that it's at and for what it does, it cooks. It's a hurricane lantern. It's $40, and this has been around for over 150 years, at least the design of the hurricane lantern. Not only that, oil lamps themselves go back almost 17,000 years, 15,000 years, or 15,000 BC. Cooking with it's awesome, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, you can, now that it's starting to warm up, it's been a couple minutes, this is nice. Are you kidding me? Bro, we've been going for 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Literally, 4 minutes. We just rolled over 4 minutes. My phone, that it controls my camera, I know you can't see it, but 4 minutes and 9 seconds. Yeah. That's already nice and warm. That's insane. I put some water in there so I didn't just sit there and heat up this pan. It's in there. Trust me. But I love this little thing. This lantern has shocked me. The first video I made where I made tea with this lantern, my face was like a little kid on Christmas. The moment I lifted that up and I saw it steaming like that, it'll just get you when it's just like, what in the world? Like, making coffee on this, camping, making tea, cooking soups. We've made ramen below freezing. I love the idea and the concept of this, and I can't wait to do more and more things with it. So you can see this thing's already steaming. It's already steaming, and it was steaming a minute and a half ago. All right, well, this is definitely something that I want to test with this lantern. So I'm going to put some more fuel in it, and we're going to lay it over, and we're going to see if it leaks at all. One thing about this rubber O-ring or rubber washer, it's a flat rubber O-ring, a rubber washer. At the bottom of this kind of stretches out, at least the one that I have has kind of stretched out from its original size. It's a little difficult to get it down in there, but let's get some fuel. I don't want to spill anything, so. That is at that fill line. I mean, rubber washer back in. See, this is what I'm saying. Like at first it was easy to get that rubber washer to sit down in the bottom, and now it kind of folds like a taco a little bit and sticks out just a little bit. I feel like I always get just a little bit of fuel on me. We're gonna try, and if I have to adjust it, I'll adjust it. Here we go. Holy okay. It didn't come out of here. I'll tell you that much. That did not come out of here. That came out of where the wick comes out. I filled it up to the brim. So when I tilted it over like that, it didn't come out of here. It came out of where the wick is coming out of. So I see that happening because that's obviously open. So I overfilled it. We'll have to use it a few times, and we'll have to test it once that fuel is lower. But with it completely full, it will definitely spill out if it tips over. It will for sure spill out all over the place. But from what I noticed, like I said, it didn't come out of this cap. It came out of the top. So let's try this. 45-degree angle. Let's tilt it to not come out of the top. Let's just go about 5 degrees. Level of the fuel right now is above this cap. It's up here. 45 degrees, not from the top where the wick is coming out. The fuel level is obviously much higher than that cap, and it is not leaking. So I figure if the fuel is lower horizontally than the opening of where that wick comes out, so probably a quarter tank, if it flipped over, it's probably not going to leak. We can test it later on. Above probably a quarter tank, it's going to leak. But with that fuel tank being completely full, I mean, I'm almost at 45 degrees here. There's nothing coming out of this. So doesn't leak around there. Most certainly will if you have a full tank. And it comes out quick. As you can obviously see, it made a decent mess. So I will tell you, once you get this water going, and this has been going for 5-10 minutes, yeah, this lantern's hot. Like up here, this lantern gets hot. It puts off a lot of radiant heat. But just starting up right now, out in the shop, no heat. There's definitely heat coming off that. But if I needed to get my hands warm fast, I'm taking that pot off and just getting those knuckles going. We just came in from cooking the ramen outside below freezing, and you can see that there's a lot of carbon buildup on the glass. So we're gonna take the glass out and see how easy it is to clean. I think we're gonna want to lift it up, hold this top part up, push the glass down. That'll lower that back down on the top, and the glass is out. And yeah, you can see, you can't see through that. It's not hot or anything. We've definitely let the, oh, look at that. Look at this. Bam. Done. I literally just ran water over it. That's all I did. I just ran water over it. I'm gonna put a couple of these up in here, and then take my scrub brush, dry everything out, and look at that. All cleaned up. We definitely have some carbon buildup on the top here. You can see we definitely have carbon buildup up here. Put the glass back together. Number one thing, put the glass on the side, push this up first, then hold it with one hand, take your glass, put your glass in the bottom, and then let that spring push back down, and then lower it back down. Dry off all that water on the glass. Faster drying process, I guess you could say. But that took 2 minutes, easy breezy. Cleaning the glass, the water just blew it right off, like instantly. The pot is non-stick, so cleaning that was spray and a wipe, a little bit of soap. That's it. Okay, so we've come outside. It's nighttime. You can probably barely see me. I might be out of focus, who knows? But we're gonna test how bright this lantern is. All right. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see me. Hopefully you can hear me too. Looking directly at it, it's actually pretty bright. Once the wick heats up a little bit, I'll turn it up. Definitely bright. You can see pretty far with it. Let me turn it up a bit. Let's take a look at walking around. Walking around with it is actually really nice too. Yeah, it gives an old vibey feel walking around with a lantern like this. It's not, I don't know, I feel like I've taken a step back in time walking through my land. What you see in the movies when people go like this to like see, no, you can't see anything. I mean, the only way is blocking it with the back of your hand here. It's actually working really well, believe it or not. It's actually doing its job quite well. Kelsey Jo is on her way out here with the leaf blower. We're gonna go 12 foot, 8 foot, 4 foot, and as close as we can. And we'll see what happens. 10 foot, 11 foot, 12. All right. We're gonna go to 8 foot. All right, go for it. Point it right at it. There we go. All right, 4 feet. Touch the end of it to it. Go. Let's go to 2 feet. Go. More. Go about a foot away. There you go. That's blowing so much air. There's no way. Jesus. Thank you. It didn't blow it out. It actually lights up quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie. The leaf blower couldn't blow the thing out. With that, I'm heading back inside. That's the Rayo cook lantern, but with the heat diffuser on, of course. Out here at night, we haven't got a lot of carbon buildup on the glass, really, so that's a good thing, but it does a hell of a job. So to wrap it up, it produces a lot of light, to be honest. You obviously can't blow the thing out, that's for sure. It heats up water insanely fast. It does burn for a very long time. The cleanup is easy. It's awesome to cook things with. With all that we've done with this thing, it has a full tank, and it still has a quarter of the bottle in there, of a 32-ounce bottle. I think the fuel cap can have a different seal on it. The rubber washer or rubber O-ring at the bottom of it kind of flexes out, and then getting it back in there the second time, it's a little bigger. I don't know how that's going to be the third, fourth, fifth time after refueling. I don't know if I would want to travel with this with fuel in it, or I'd have to empty the fuel before traveling. I'm going to put it at a solid 8 out of 10. I think that the fuel cap could be different. I feel like I would have to empty it before traveling with it. And those are really the only two things. Definitely plenty bright out here. That's it. That's all I'm going to add to it. Yeah, there we go. Oh my gosh, I love this thing. You know what I should do? I mean, I should just take this and make some tea. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just make a cup of tea. If you like this video or you learned something, throw us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And with that, as always, have a beautiful, blessed day. Tell somebody you love them. We'll see you on the next one. I love doing that.